Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kai with KBG Welding. We're here on site. We're on a job site. We're doing some work. We got some things going on, but I wanted to talk to you real quick about. I wanted to talk about the your batting average, your job bid batting average, basically. So when we do a job, when we do a bid, right? We go out, we see a job. Um, Hopefully we're looking at jobs. If we're running a business, if we're in the business, and if you're working for someone, you better hope that they are looking at the next job. Because I mean, it's easy as an employee to not care about that, because that's not in your, it's not in your wheelhouse. It's not your job description, right? But if it's not being done, you need to be concerned. You need to kind of be aware. If there's nothing new coming in, if your boss isn't going out and looking at new jobs, isn't talking about new projects or upcoming projects, then you know what? You're going to be affected at some point. So we have to have that mentality, have to have an awareness. But also, if especially if you're doing your own thing, if you're running your own business, or um, you're your own contractor, you have to get work. So jobs don't always just come to us at this day and age. Here in our area, jobs are coming, jobs are there, but you still have to be, you have to lay a foundation. You have to set a reputation. You have to have some accountability and some credibility in your field. So what we do is, we go out and, we get calls. We have some customers that are consistent and repeat, and we're grateful for that. But I wanted to talk about, even the people that we don't, or that we see uh, again, or they're new customers. We get calls from, whether it's off an ad or just someone looking at our website, or someone looking at our Facebook post, whatever the advertisement is, whatever the marketing is. When we see people that call, we're grateful for that. But we try to set up a job. We try to set up an assessment. We try to set up an estimate so that we can gather what they want, get an understanding of what they want, visit the site if need be, in order to get them a pricing as quick as possible. Now, when we do that, and we'll say, just say if we have, we're doing pretty good if we have about 10 jobs a week that we're talking about. So out of that 10, how many are we winning? How many are we landing? How many go from a lead, which is that prospective job, to a project? So when we transfer that, because in any sport, and I've talked about this before, to any sport, nobody bats 1,000. Nobody's batting 100%, right? So what we have to do is we want to. It's the law of averages. If I know that it's a 10% success rate, that's the average. Which in sales, that's above average. They say nationally, 3%, 3 to 6% rate on sales is that's common, right? So if we can be in the 10%, that's pretty good. If we can do better than that, then that's awesome. But then it starts to become, can we handle that capacity of work? Can we handle that? If we win the jobs, can we handle and fulfill that capacity of work? How many? But again, we won't win every job, and I'm here to tell you that if you offered your things for free, you still probably wouldn't win every job. For whatever reason, I'm just saying, it just probably wouldn't work out. So it's not a big deal that we don't. It's just expectation. Again, obviously, we're always working to close better, close the deal, and all that. We can get into the sales tactics and all that part of it, but I'm not really getting in there. I just want to talk about the success rate and the law of averages. So if I know that 10% is a good number, and that's kind of the basis, and we're about 10 to 15% success rate. If we land in that mark, then the more uh, jobs that we look at, the more bids that we put out there, then the more chances are of us getting, more jobs. So increase volume, put out an ad, put out some more posts, just whatever marketing that you plan to do. Um, you want the phone to be ringing. You want the phone to be ringing, because you want those things coming through. So that's what I'm talking about as far as a batting average. So what is your batting average? And the other thing is, every win isn't a win. Every win isn't a win, So there's some jobs we could take, and they end up not being, they you see some, you end up going backwards. Uh, so it's okay if you miss a job, or you don't win them all, even the ones that you really want. Find a lane, and that's what we're trying to do right now, is trying to find a lane to stick in and to be successful at, comfortable with, and efficient in bidding, but also providing that quality as well in those jobs. So I just want to talk about your batting average. What's your batting average? Share in your comments, share in the comments, like, subscribe, share. I need you to, like I said, what's your success rate? And if you're running a business, if you're a contractor and you get these leads, I'm just curious to know, what is your batting average for your jobs as far as success rate. Again, we're about 10 to 15%. Some weeks it's different. Depends on the size of the job and whatnot. But overall, again, 10 to 15% is where we're at. Again, that's just full transparency. That's where we're at. Some people will be better. Grateful. That's awesome. We'll probably have to listen to what you got to say. Like I said, in comments, any tips, any suggestions, anything like that. Man, I'm open. We're open. We're an open book. So thanks for checking us out. KBG Welding, serving God, burning rods.